coaches CatChat. This one, the first of the year for the Linfield baseball program, here with head Linfield baseball coach Dan Spencer. Coach, how you doing today?
Good to be here, fired up, getting ready to start another season.
Yeah, just a couple days away from your season opener series against Eastern Oregon University. We'll get into that in a bit, but just, you got a couple scrimmages under your belt now. Of course, plenty of fall ball and winter practices. How are you feeling? How's the team feeling just a couple days away from the start of the year?
Well, I think everybody's excited. I think, everybody's always excited coming out of the spring, getting to play somebody else. Because you spend a lot of time, you spend all fall, minus 1 day playing yourselves, inter-squads. Same thing in the early spring, and then last weekend it was great. We got Corbin. We got to play 18 innings with Corbin, and that was great for our guys to, just to put on the uniform and see somebody in a different uniform. So it's very exciting. We are still a work in progress, but we're much improved. We're a year older, so that's good. We've had some new guys, that have done some things for us, some young guys and a JC transfer and some of those things. So we're feeling very good. We're ready to go.
Yeah, and I want to get into all that, but what would you say overall kind of the goals for this season are, as you said, still work in progress, still kind of rebuilding, not necessarily tangibly like a win-loss record, but,
right.
More emotionally and developmentally.
Well, I think that our expectations are high. We expect to win. We expect to win, when we show up at the ballpark. So I would not put a limit on what these guys can do. And I would say that, our goal is the same every day. Our goal is to come out, be consistent, and put ourselves in a chance late in the game to win a game. Now, obviously, you're not going to win them all, but the more times you put yourself in that position to win, the more you're going to win. So we are practicing learning how to win, and we are practicing, the fundamentals of, it's like it's like chess, right? There's an opening, and there's a middle game, and there's the end game.
And the counters.
And you can and if you don't take care of the opening, it's hard you can't win. So you got to kind of do it all. You got to be good in the front, so the starter has to be good, keep you in the game. In the middle of the game, there's some at-bats to be won there and lost and runs to score. And then at the end, it's hard because no people are done giving away at-bats. Yeah. And those last, 3, 6, 9 outs are hard to get.
Sure.
So we're just trying to put ourselves in a position to win the games we're supposed to win.
Last year, obviously, we still saw a lot of different lineup looks for you.
Sure.
A lot of different guys got opportunities. Do you expect it's going to be like that again this year, or more of a set everyday group? I
don't think it'll be a set everyday group because I think we have too much competition for that.
Sure.
But I think we're going to have, somewhere like 12, 13 position players that are in the mix for those 9 jobs. And obviously with your catching situation, you have multiple catchers, and then barring an injury. We also have a little bit of left-right, so there's some platoon.
Nice.
We have some left-handed bats and obviously some right-handed bats if we get a left-handed starter against us and things like that. So we're still trying to sort some of that out. And we're trying to sort out, too, like you said earlier about, one lineup is, finding some of those left-handed hitters that can stay in the lineup and face left-handed pitching. So we've been kind of exploring all that. We have some good left-handed pitching here that we're kind of force-feeding at our guys. So
let's talk pitching a little bit. Like I said, same thing with the lineup as it was with
Sure.
the rotation and the bullpen. A lot of different guys
Right.
get out there. What can we expect for the rotation to start the year?
I think the rotation, we're still trying to find a third starter, and so that'll probably, through this weekend, we won't name a third starter for this weekend, but we're hoping by the time we go the next weekend, we go to California, we'll have a person in that spot, and we're not really that concerned about it because we feel like we have multiple candidates, and at this time of the year, a lot of games you're using 2 starters anyway in a game just because of pitch counts and the first time out, and so we're not really concerned about that. But we'll go. We know that Del Biagio and John Over. That Del Biagio, Andrew, who started some games for us last year, quite a few. He'll be our lead guy, and then we'll follow him with left-hander John Over, and then it's going to be most likely it's going to be a right-hander.
Okay.
On the third game.
Do you have a short list for that?
It could be Knox, could be Mack, could be Burgess, could be Ludlow.
Yeah.
So, it could be any of those guys. Those guys are all very solid. They all bring different things. They're all very capable of going through the lineup multiple times.
And then bullpen-wise, that's actually a space where you do have a couple of decent returners. Colton Meyer, Skylar Manelski.
Yeah.
What do you think the bullpen is going to be? It seems like it could be a really solid.
I think it could be I think we can be really good in the bullpen. I think the key to being good in the bullpen is not giving them the ball in the 4th inning all the time too. So Colt Meyer and Manelski, we'll figure those guys will be at the end. somewhere. We really like Logan Travis. We really like Jackson Coons, a freshman left-hander.
Yeah.
We really like, one or two of those guys that we mentioned as that starter that could slip back there. Sam Adams is healthy now, so that's a big one. Jared Allen has experience. It's an exciting group to be around. There's a lot of options down there.
And then back to the field positionally, key returners that you think coming back, that guys that are corner.
Well, we bring everybody back.
Yeah.
I mean, except for Horner Villa, so they're all back.
Sure, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you got Wyatt and you got Bubba and you got Kassler behind the plate and you got Horner is back at third and you've got a good young player in Mason Masterson who's a freshman, and you've got Tanner Jocks and Danny Kahn and Michael Lavigne and Bodie Smith, and Campos is a senior this year. We're hoping that he can have a big year. Ryan Camp's back. He'll be another guy that can play in the outfield, right-handed hitter. Andrew Grenz is a young guy that has some power. We got to figure out what he can do. We brought the junior college Brandon Passion, first baseman who's going to hit in the middle of the order, very good player. Skinner's had a good fall and early spring, so he's going to be in that DH rotation. Noah Pulowski's a second-year guy, left-handed hitter that's really had a good, fall and early spring. So those guys are all, like I said, we had two seniors on last year's club that played. McCray, the left-handed reliever, and Horner Villa, and everybody else that was a senior was not a guy that was, in our lineup.
Yeah. So plenty of options too.
Yeah.
Coming out into the first weekend of the year. Health-wise, it seems like you guys are pretty solid coming into the season, but I know Tanner Jacques battling through something right now. How are you going to manage that middle of the infield? He and Lavigne were so solid in the middle last year.
Well, they're very solid, very, very good defensively. The other guy I forgot to mention is going to impact us a lot of ways is Nick Alder, just in his ability to play in the infield or the outfield and pitch as a freshman. So he's another guy in the mix. The middle of the infield we think is a strength. We played, like I said with Tanner, he's got a little sprain in the elbow, but that seems to be had an MRI. There's no damage. It's just a matter of getting strong now. So he just played one game last weekend, and we actually played two shortstops in the second game. So we had three guys that we feel like can play short. And, we obviously want Tanner to be the guy that's playing short. But, Danny Kahn can play there. So can Alder. Mikey could move over and play there. But we need Tanner to be healthy. And Danny Kahn hurt himself a little bit over the weekend with a little bit of a lower back. We need him to be right, too. He's an impact guy for us. So at this point right now, no, we're healthy.
Sure. Awesome. Looking ahead to this weekend, what are going to be the couple of things that you want to see out of the team through the first series of the year?
I just want us to be good fundamentally. I want us to swing at strikes and take balls when we're at the plate. I want us to throw a ton of strikes at their guys early in the count, and I feel very comfortable that we're going to come out and we're going to defend.
One last question here. I've noticed on a lot of your players' bios, they've put, when asked about the greatest principle or lesson they've learned competing at Linfield, they said a saying that you say that rent is due every day. It really seems like that's practically a mantra for
that's good.
The program. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
All that means is that you have to do something. If you want to be a good baseball player, there's 365 days in a year, so you better be doing something. You can take Christmas Day off and Easter Sunday. So you better be doing something every day to be a good baseball player, because somebody here at Linfield wants your job. And guys get passed just because of that, because they go home for Christmas and they've got a plan with them and they know what they're supposed to do, but it's easier to sit on the couch. Now, we don't have very many of those guys left here.
Right.
But that's what it means. It means there's something you can do every day to help yourself be a better baseball player.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah.
You bet.
It really seems like the guys are taking that to heart.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we will.
Yeah.
Season starts this Friday, opening day, 3 o'clock against Eastern Oregon. Games on Saturday and Sunday as well. We'll, of course, have live coverage of all of it for you on the Linfield Sports Network. We sure hope you can come down and make it in person. For full guidelines on COVID safety and health protocols for attending games at Linfield, you can visit golinfieldwildcats.com. Coach, thanks for the time today.
You bet. Fired up. Looking forward to opening day.
Fired up, too.
You bet.
Let's go, Cats.
Good.